Hello, welcome to Intuitive Insights. I am your no BS woo-woo coach, Megan McDonough. This week, I am coming to you with a little insight and a reflection, hopefully that you can use to access your intuition practically in your life. This is a reflection, kind of a marinating and intuitive, literally insight that I've been mulling over. One of my favorite sayings, and when I learned this saying and began incorporating it in my repertoire of sayings, not only just verbally, but also, cognitively understanding it. Change is the only constant in life. It changed everything for me. So I read this book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. It's a fabulous title. And the book talked about what I think is becoming more common in our opening our awareness to in a more broad way, is how thoughts, words, and emotions carry a frequency of vibration that literally shifts and sculpts the world around you. Also, there was a tool in it that helped me. A tool that helped me in particularly because I am ADHD, and I was also so very passionate about it. I would get so angry. I would feel things so strongly and it was I had to act on them. I was very impulsive. And I was not proud of it. It was something that got me into trouble a lot over time, but it also was it connected me to my fire, right? We all have all the elements within us, and I really resonate. I had a lot of fire in me, right? Before looking at my astrology chart, I could have told you I have a lot of fire in me. So when it came to change, I struggled. So there was this practice in this book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, that was if something is bothering you, for instance, if you're sitting trying to write your epic novel, right? That's going to be it's just brilliant. And it's a beautiful spring day. Your window's open. The birds are chirping. Everything is the weather's perfect. It's a cool breeze every so often. Just right, right? Like lilacs, you're smelling that every few moments. And then somebody gets out a leaf blower or a lawnmower and it just ruins your vibe, right? And then you're like, I can't concentrate. This guy's got a lawnmower. It's so loud. Everything was so peaceful and perfect. And I was like, he's ruining my experience, right? Or at least this is where my ADHD brain used to go. And what I used to do was I would allow that to take me over and get angry and change my mood. And then it was just then it's everything sucks, right? Then you get a telemarketing call and it's how dare they call me when I was doing something else? Shouldn't they know to not call me right now? Shouldn't that guy know to not be mowing his lawn when I'm writing my novel? How dare he? Now, of course, it sounds stupid, right? But that's kind of where your brain goes. And so what this book said to do was if there's something in your environment that you don't like and is not serving you and it's driving you crazy, example, guy mowing the lawn, just lean into it and wait because it's going to change. So I tried it. And we'll use the same example of this lawnmower. And so we'll say that the lawnmower went in. And at first it was just oh God, this thing's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. And then I was okay, wait, the book said to just lean into it. And so I was just okay, it's going to change. This is going to change. It's going to change. And so I would just repeat to myself, it's going to change. And every time I would start to get frustrated and be it's not changing, remind myself, it's going to change. And my mood didn't get affected. Matter of fact, it stayed positive. And eventually it would change. And I wouldn't be disrupted. I feel that was a very key lesson for me in life, and not everybody always learns it. I have a friend who she would get angry at me if I texted her when she was busy. And I had to point out, how did I know you were busy? You knew you were busy. You could have not looked at your texts, right? Point being is that you're in control of your own environment, whether it's in response to what's happening outside of you or what's happening within you, and then it all changes. And the point of everything changing is what I wanted to talk about today, and the response to change. So it feels like, and you could get plenty of evidence to back this up, that there's a lot of change happening in the world right now. And I've been noticing in myself and others, just in general, that this energy of righteousness feels like it's the weed in the mix, because the righteousness assumes something is fixed, meaning it will not change. And that's just not the nature of the world. Now, having said that, there are things in the world, actions, behaviors, words, energies that are universally connecting, universally kind and loving. And there are actions and energies that are universally separating or fear-based or hurtful or painful. And if you think of it, what brings you joy today may bring you pain tomorrow. So the thing itself changes. Example for that would be, oh God, I'm going to say this, but thinking of my daughter's smile when she was a baby. And God forbid if anything happened to her or myself or our relationship became strained, that same memory may cause pain. But bringing this back to righteousness builds walls. It is the thing that I find hard to resonate with religion on, that there is one way, there's one way, right? That there's one way up the mountain. Righteousness says, I'm right, you're wrong. Righteousness says, I'm better than you. Righteousness says, we are different. Righteousness says, I don't care what you think, feel, or have to say. And it feels like we're kind of banging our heads around in a big old righteousness chamber right now, energetically in the world, period. And when you've got two energies being righteous at each other, who's right? Who's doing something different? Where is the energy that is disrupting the issue to bring more light? I said I don't associate with much religion, and I don't. But spirituality, yes. Religion, I find it harder. A lot because of the righteousness, a lot because of the boundaries, the walls, the separation most religions put on their doctrines or what have you, right? Their ways of doing things. But there is one that if I had to associate with, and I like the spirituality of this, not necessarily the religion, the philosophy, the scientific philosophy of it, is Buddhism. And the one thing I see being different right now and not engaging in righteousness are the monks who are walking the United States. They aren't walking because they're right. They aren't walking to preach that they're better or they're correct and you're not. They're walking to shift the energy, disrupt the conversation, take it back to connection, peace, and love by just doing the do. They are the embodiment of everything's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change. So as you deal with changes in your life, disruptions, I offer to you today the mantra, it's going to change. In his book, the Dalai Lama said, there's always a little joy in pain, knowing that it will end, and a little pain in joy, knowing that it will end. Clearing your channel, your energetic channel, and not letting it get swayed in one direction or the other too much is a beautiful thing you can do for your intuition and staying connected to your internal spiritual GPS, your soul. So, mantra, is going to change. It will change. All right, that's it. Coming up in Magnetize Your Light, we have monthly meetups. I focus on the connection between creativity and intuition, and as they are an access point or source to one or the other, or one is the active and one is the passive version of itself. My course, Trust You're a Spiritual Badass, works on your intuitive relationship, fostering it, learning how to connect with it, and helping you interpret it, helping empower you to really understand your personal GPS for your soul, for your body, for this life. Monthly meetups with Magnetize Your Light focus more on the creativity. We get together, we visualize, we meditate, we creatively explore, and then we share our insights after following our intuition through creativity. Coming based on the lunar energies of this month of February, on February 15th, this is Sunday, 7:30 to 9 Central Time, is our February meetup, which is embracing radical change. So if you would like to join us, you can find any of that information on my website, magnetizeyourlight.com, under events. And I hope to see you there. And I hope that you remember everything's going to change. All right, keep magnetizing your light. Make some magic. See you in a couple weeks.